Yo, what's up, you guys? I'm Fire here, back with the video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys Noah's championship gun trips tight end offense that he, of course, used to win the belt in that Thanksgiving tournament that just happened yesterday. Now, what you got to understand about Noah, he's a defensive player. Of course, we all understand that. He is not going to be the 400 passing yards type of player. He's gonna he plays Madden 22 the way that it's supposed to be played, in that he has really good defense. He's going to let his defense take the main focus, and he's going to let his offense do just enough to win the game, control the clock, things like that. It is a really good offense. You're going to have some really good setups in here. Now, mainly, we're going to be in the trips tight end. Of course, he's going to be in the Patriots offensive playbook. So Patriots, really balanced. You have a lot of good formations, a lot of audibling, a lot of motion, different things like that. Now, of course, I want to mention always at the beginning of these videos that these are not stolen setups. These, of course, are just watched from that game. I didn't buy an ebook and re-upload it, which is the comment I always get. I watched the game just like you could as well, and we're just showing off some of the setups in this standpoint. Now, we're in trips tight end. The ability that he used was Hot Route Mastery. Really didn't use it for that many setups, though. I think maybe only one actually in this that we'll need it for, but Audibles are going to be double in sale, 45 click base, curl flat, and PA counter go. I also want to mention that there is a Google Doc written with all of these setups. The actual ebook is in a Google Doc. I'll put it in either the description or the comment section pinned, so you guys can check that out. But we'll also maybe touch up on some of the things used in the red zone, like a triple option, like the QB power, stuff like that. But without further ado, once again, here are the Audibles, and I do recommend kind of having both the Google Doc and the video up so you can kind of understand both of them. But let's get straight into it. We're going to start out with PA counter go. Now, the thing with trips that's different from this year with the past years is the way you'll see trips be ran is the trips will always be on the left side, especially with the right-handed quarterback. It'll always be on the left side. It doesn't matter if you're on the left hash mark or the right hash mark. You're always going to have your trips to that side, and that is so you get a faster handoff animation. We'll show the quick base first, just so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. But take a look at how fast Tom Brady's going to hand this football off here. Pretty quick handoff, yeah? Again, gets the ball out quickly. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like if we go ahead and actually flip the run. So let's flip our trips tight end. I want you to see how much longer it's going to take Brady to get this ball to Giovanni Bernard, and it's going to be significantly longer. It's a lot longer. Now, you might not be able to tell too huge of a difference in practice mode. Of course, the result was kind of the same in this standpoint, but there's a difference in game, and the split-second difference of him handing the football off can be huge when you're going against gap shoot defenses out of dollar, 2-4-5 odd, 3-3-5, whatever the case may be. So once again, Noah kept his trips on this side, so we're going to do that. Again, here's the base. Now, base, really good run. The reason that base is more so used than the inside zone or the RPO alert bubble is, of course, because you have the pulling guard right here with your right guard. And the pulling guard typically does good with the gap shoots. If he's not able to shoot that gap quickly and he's a little bit slower, then that is where the pulling guard can actually make up and pick up his user in those types of defenses. So, yeah, man, I do like the base. It's really good. It was really good last year, but you kind of got to be patient with this run. You're not going to sprint out quickly. You want to be patient. You want to let your blocks to develop in a simple standpoint. So you're going to, be patient. Sometimes you'll have guys get on your back, but even if they do, you'll pick up 3-4 yards, so it is fine in that standpoint. But again, just be a little bit patient, let your blocks develop, and then you can kind of cut inside, cut outside. Really good. Now, he ran the base kind of stock. He didn't use any motion, but what you do want to do on this quick base is actually make some fake hot routes. So it won't show up in practice mode because it is practice mode, but in game, when you're in a run play and you put Mike Evans on, say, an out route. So I put Evans on an out route. Tom Brady's going to point to that left side. If you put Gronkowski on a streak, Tom Brady's going to point to the right side. If you put Bernard on a little wheel route, he's going to tap his hip to the running back side. So that is just some tells. And this will pretty much give away that you're not running the ball. You don't want him to know that you're running the ball. So when you do those fake hot routes, fake adjustments, that'll be in the back of his mind that he could be passing the football, and especially if you're taking a long time to snap the ball. I know some people, when they run the ball, they like to get to the line, snap the ball. But I do think this is better because it's forcing him to at least set those adjustments and maybe move some guys out of position. So it is some next level stuff. It might be a pain. If you're not patient enough, then you won't be as successful in the run game as some other people will be. But It's the next level stuff that makes these runs really good, and that is why Noah is one of the best runners. He does those, all those extra stuff. So again, you can set those fake hot routes. But yeah, man, you see the run. We're in a basic nickel 2-4-5. This isn't good run defense by any stretch of the imagination, but you see the run blocks develop very, very well. Just be patient. You will get blown up. You're not going to get 20 yards of carry, but you just got to stick with it. And you want to be very balanced. Maybe even run the ball more than you pass it, but 10 runs to 10 passes. 6 runs to 5 passes on a drive. Something like that. You can run the ball every first down. Something, Of course, you don't want to give away what you're doing, but stay balanced. Keep your opponent honest. Don't allow him. And if he's in dollar, don't be scared to run the ball every play. I mean, if he's giving it to you, if he's in dollar, if he's in 2-4-5 odd, if he's giving you these favorable run sets, run defenses, just run the ball on him. And, just all you got to do is be more patient than him. That's all you got to remember. But let's get into the PA counter go. This was by far and away the most used play by him. And for good reason, you have a really good crosser in the spot of Antonio Brown. Starting with our first setup, this was kind of a route combo that he piggybacked off of with a lot of other different setups, and it's going to be to put your outside receiver on a little in route and put your slot receiver on a flat. Now, the things that usually change are going to be Gronkowski and Bernard. What we're going to do with Gronkowski is put him on a delay fade. Now, why are we putting him on a delay fade if we want him to run a streak? Ironically enough, the delay fade usually runs faster like this with a little blocking than this streak does, because they changed the streaks. Now they run slow as, everything. So the delay fade actually seems to get down the field faster. This is, of course, good for blocking. A lot of the setups you're going to be blocking 6, but what he did do is he kept the play action. The play action, I like the play action a lot. You keep it. It does pretty well for you, but pretty much you're just getting a high-low read between both Evans and Antonio Brown. Usually the user will pretty much have to pick one. It's rare that you see these types of defenses that we're actually going against right here, where there's 2 guys roaming the middle of the field, 2 mid reads, 2 hook curls. Usually is rare that you see those types of things, so you can just kind of let the blocks develop. There you see AB getting open on the sidelines. This is going to be a good setup if they're setting pressure as well. You are blocking 7 initially. Of course, we know the delay fades are not as good as they were, but they still work. As far as your last reads, look at Chris Godwin over there. He's all by himself. The in routes do a really good job of pulling in some of those curl flats or soft squats. They actually pull them inside on that stock in route, and usually Chris Godwin can be open late, especially if they don't play a hard flat over there. He will be open. So as far as your last read, it's going to be Mike Evans. Assuming there's not a hook curl over there, he's going to be open a lot of the time. More times than not, you'll see the user follow with the crosser than the in route, so usually your read's going to be Evans. But yeah, man, that's a really good setup. Moving into setup number 2, it's going to be similar. You're going to keep these 2 routes the same, but what you're going to do is you're actually going to block your tight end here. You're going to put the running back on a streak, and you're actually going to motion them out. This is a concept that he used in, I think, 2 setups, but yeah, you're going to motion Giovanni Bernard out. This is to get your correct clear out. Gronkowski is not a good clear out on that delay fade. He doesn't get down the field enough, so just to make sure you do it, it's going to do that. Now, of course, the biggest problem with this is you're giving away that you're passing the football. You're still blocking 6, though, but it is a giveaway. But look at how much more open Antonio Brown gets. He has a lot more space to work with, and this pretty much guarantees that no outside, quarter, no outside third, whatever the case is, none of those routes are going to be able to jump it, which is, might be worth more than having, maybe having him think that it's a run or a pass, but. Of course, same thing on the left and right. We've already talked about that. You got Evans on his little in route again. Usually there's not going to be a hook curl on that left side. It'll be the user, so you generally will be throwing the ball a little bit faster, earlier than having to wait like we are right now because of the defense that we're in. But, yeah, man, there's not too much to talk about. It is really kind of the same setup, so we will keep these things the same. But, yeah, you block 6, step up in the pocket, throw that to AB over the top. And the crosser definitely does good against man coverage, really good against man as well as getting, over the top of some of those deeper zones. All right, man, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Hot Route Master for this next setup. What we're going to go ahead and do is put X on a deeper post. We're going to post X. I'm actually going to reset the play, but we're going to post X. That, of course, is this receiver. This is, of course, with the Hot Route Master ability. Again, you don't really need Hot Route Master generally in the offense. Really just this setup, but it could be nice if you switch different formations. But put Mike Evans on that deeper post. What you're going to go ahead and do next is you're going to put A on a post, your tight end. Then you're going to slant B, and you're going to flat Y. So here's the full setup. He actually ran this a couple of times throughout the game, but you're going to keep the play action again. The play action, it honestly helps the blocks, especially against those blitzes. Play action actually really good against blitzes. 2-4-5 odd run play action. It'll help you out of single back and out of shotgun. First read's going to be the high-low between your slant and your post. Of course, if it's man coverage, if it's cover 2, do not be afraid to look over the top to Mike Evans. He will get open, and that's going to be a nice route to throw. So here, I accidentally blocked the running back here, but usually you keep the play action. Taking a look at Gronkowski, he's going to get open late. This is actually a pretty good setup to run on the short side of the field, so we might actually switch over just to give you an idea of what that might look like, because we've been on the wide side the entire time. So again, if the ball is on this hash, you don't flip your trips, you leave it like this. I know it might look a little bit weird, but it is what it is. So here's the setup once again. This will help your tight end get down there easily. He'll get over there a lot faster, so you don't need as much time. You don't need to dance around in the pocket for a little bit longer. You can kind of stand still. You don't really even have to move, and he's going to get there a lot faster. So again, if it's cover 2, something like that, Evans can get open. He can even get a little bit open right there in that spot. So generally, would be more open if you're on the wide side with Mike Evans' post route. I would say that as a rule of thumb, but yeah, man, this setup's really good. Late reads, Chris Godwin. Again, he seems to always be open there against cover 3, so you can really throw that all game. Again, not many people are going to want to have to hard flat on that left side. This, just that one route is going to make him take out one adjustment where he could be manning someone up, whatever the case may be. Anyways, moving into the last setup that he actually ran was this PA counter go play stock. It was actually a stock play. He actually ran it quick snap. I don't know what the situation was, but he just kind of came out, ran this play, and you can kind of catch some people off guard. I'm not the biggest fan of running it this way, but you can hit the crosser. Again, this would be probably my least favorite setup in the entire ebook, whatever the case is, but it can work. Chris Godwin's route, it kind of gets bagged by stock coverage. If you catch him in a hard flat situation, this play could work a little bit better. Again, I'll say that I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if in a quick snap situation, maybe you can get things open like Gronkowski there. You can throw the crosser early. If you notice your opponent making a lot of adjustments, this play could work. But again, I'm not going to talk about it for an hour because, hey, I wouldn't run this play too often, but we got to talk about it because he did run it. Moving into the next play, it's going to be the curl flat play. Curl flat right here. Of course, the biggest difference with this play is it's definitely not as good because of the running back. He's not on the check and release. He's on a normal angle route, but still some good setups. The first setup is going to be on a hitch, and you're going to put the running back on an out route like this. So here's the setup. This is a nice spacing concept, quick setup. Of course, you're usually going to have B or X open. B, yeah, you're usually either going to have the hitch or the curl open. I guess not this setup because he was kind of open, but then you see Chris Godwin, of course. You can't forget about him over there, but generally you would expect the curl flat to kind of go over there. Once again, just hitch B. Nice little combo on this right side. I believe Mike Evans could get open later. I guess not, but you can click on make a play. Of course, if there's not a extra hook curl out there, which is what I've been saying kind of the entire time. If there's not an extra hook curl out there, this setup's going to be a lot better because the user's usually going to follow Giovanni Bernard 9 times out of 10. And your hitch will usually just be sitting there open. Now, this high-low read on the right side is actually really nice. Again, we all know how good those running back routes are. This is good against man coverage. Both routes will beat man coverage. If it is zone coverage, you're either going to have Bernard. If you want to throw something deep, you can hit Gronkowski over there. He should get open. Now, you don't have a clear-out route, so it might not be as good. But again, it just depends on the coverage. Against cover 4, against cover 2, this will do work. If you notice him in cover 2, this corner out will get wide open. And if you want to throw the hitch, you got to throw it early, I guess, against the stock cover 3. But again, it just depends play to play, formation to formation. Setup number 2, what we're going to do, this was a setup that he ran in the red zone. I'm not sure how it looks in this part of the field, but you're just going to drag B, and you're going to go ahead and put your running back on an out route to the left side. So it's going to be this. A lot of crossing routes. Really, you're trying to hit either your drag or Giovanni Bernard. You can look up top to your tight end. If it is the red zone situation, of course, the corner out can get open against things like cover 2. It doesn't need anything else over there, but yeah, man, you're usually looking for one of these two routes. Bernard over here, you're going to hit AB in the red zone. Really, the user won't be able to cover both, so you're kind of looking to throw one after they kind of break from that middle spot. That would be my guess, but yeah, you're probably looking to throw it like right there. Low ball it, fit him in the red zone, that type of scheme, but just these basic crossing routes will beat regular coverages. Again, it's going to be good against man coverage. Of course, on this left side, you got your guy Chris Godwin over there. He seems to be open on every play. That's just because of the coverage that we're in, but yeah, man, just a decent setup. Again, you can run this one in the red zone. This is one of the good red zone setups that you can do. But yeah, man, just another one of those basic short passes. Again, you're not really stretching the ball too deep down the field on a play-to-play basis. Last setup for this curl flat play, we're actually going to motion our halfback out. So we're going to go ahead and motion Giovanni Bernard out. This is going to be kind of maximizing our corner out with Robert Gronkowski over here. So we're going to motion him out, put him on a streak. We're going to put X on a deeper in route. We're going to flat Y, and we're going to, what are we going to do with drag? We're going to drag B. So here's the setup, 5 wide type setup. This is a heavy passing situation, of course, but this is a really good setup. You got a little drag. You got Gronkowski who's going to get open deep. Just a really good spacing concept. Again, just a basic concept, basic route combo. You don't need any of the hot route master abilities for this to work, and you see it just seems to get open. So really good setup. Again, all you have to do is this, put X on that deeper in route, and he can kind of get open in the middle of the field like he does right there. Of course, you have your drag going underneath, you have your deeper corner route, and you have your clear out depending on what happens with the coverage. But again, just a nice little basic route combo. When you mix all these together, it's really difficult to defend because you have different concepts. This one's more of a flood concept, but you have those curl flats, you have deeper crossers, so it's going to be a lot to worry about. These seem like basic concepts, but in a real game, it's going to be a handful to defend all of these combinations. Alright, man, now one thing I'll show quickly that he did was like audible to bunch, so you can definitely do this if you want. You audible to bunch, you can run like verticals. This is definitely something you can do. If you're struggling in trips, you can definitely do this and hit Chris Godwin deep. We don't do it there, but that is something I wanted to show briefly just because, again, it was something he kind of did. Let's hop into the triple option stuff, though. Now, with the triple option, you don't just have to run it in the red zone, as I guess I chose the wrong play, but with the triple option, you can run it in 3rd and 1s, 3rd and inches, whatever the case is. You can even run it in 1st and 10s if you wanted, but usually with this triple option, he's not going to leave the ball in Dan Marino's hands, or in our case, Tom Brady's hands. He's usually just going to hand off this rock to Leonard Fournette. It's a pretty good run. Seems to give people trouble. And yeah, it's one of the best red zone plays in the game. So it is, again, the pistol weak formation. It seems to be doing work right here, as it pretty much is. But yeah, you just come to the line, you snap the ball. Of course, realistically, you could keep it with Tom Brady. I don't think I would put myself in that situation because then you fumble with your quarterback, whatever it is. Usually it's best to just hand it off. The blocks seem to develop really well. It's pretty much like an inside zone, but again, you seem to get a quicker handoff as well, which is nice. You can, of course, run this play to both sides. It's kind of like that 5-6 trap play. Any kind of a read option play with the handoff, it's going to be the same for both sides. But yeah, let's hop into the heavy Patriot now. All right, well, last play is going to be the QB power. He used Dan Marino. We kept Dan Marino there. You can also sub in running backs here like a LeGarrette Blount. Motion that he used, I think, was this. That was actually probably Gronkowski. But you just motion the player over, run this QB power. It's pretty good in the red zone. You see it working there. This was a run unlike the triple option that he ran in like 2nd and 1s. He really strictly just ran this in the red zone. Again, there are some passes, but generally you motion this guy over. I think this was the motion that he used more. Get kind of a fullback lead blocker. It is pretty good. Even if someone like run commits, I've played against this actually. It's given me trouble. I've tried run committing. I've tried spying safeties. You really can't do a whole lot to stop this. You can know that the run is coming. They can know that the run is coming, and they still, might not be able to stop it. Of course, we have a 68 overall running back in because I don't know why it puts such a low running back in the depth chart, but this is definitely a good run, and it's some unique red zone options that you guys saw him use that were successful. Of course, triple option, unique play in this. So, although some of the pros prepared for it, your average Joe online is not going to know how to stop this. He's not going to have QB power defense, so it should work heavy amount. And really, you're only going to need 1 yard, so you can just snap the ball, really just run up the field, dive, whatever you want, pick up your yards. But yeah, man, it's pretty good, much gonna do for the video. If you want to see any of these other pro schemes, let me know down below in the comment section. But make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel down below, follow all of my links in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.